Okay guys, today I'm going to show you a couple of different things to make your website look a little bit better. So right now the text stretches all the way across the page right here, and that's not really helpful. A lot of people can't read the text like that, and it just doesn't look as good as it could. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the CSS and we're going to give the body element a width. Okay, and now when I click on the body element, what you would notice is that it actually takes up, like, everything on the screen is in this container that's the body element. And right now it's just like the height and width of all the objects in it right now. So I'm going to make the body element narrow itself down by giving it a width. So let me give it a width of 1000 pixels right here. And I'm going to show you what happens here. So right now, the body element sort of shrunk itself down so that it is, it starts here on the left and it ends here on the right. So that's 1000 pixels here. And maybe I can just do 1500 pixels to see what that does. Now, what you'll notice, that's pretty good. What you'll notice though is that everything is not centered anymore. Like, it's centered in a box. It appears to be centered in this box, but the parameters of the box itself is not centered. Okay, so when I gave the body element a width, it automatically aligned itself on the left. Now I want the body element, which is like the box that everything sits in, I want that to shift into the center. So I'm going to use this little trick called margin. I'm going to set the margin to 0 space auto. Oops. And that is going to allow the body element to center itself within the page, and then all of my individual elements, like my paragraph tag, my header tag, and my image tag, are centered within the body. So I've just shifted that whole box in the center, and then everything else which was centered before will now look centered inside of the element here. Okay. The last thing I can do is I can give the body element a border if I wanted to. So if I can go, so the way that border works is it takes in 3 specific parameters. First, you give it the width. So let's say I say 3px, and then you put a space, and then you give it the type of border. So I'll say solid, and then you give it the color. So let's say dark slate blue, one of my favorite colors here. Then you do the semicolon. So here that gives the body an element, and you can see everything is sitting inside the box. Like, in fact, if I commented out this margin here, you'll see that the body element is aligned to the left. Let me just undo that. Command question mark comments out things. If you highlight them, you hit command question mark, it will comment it out. The last thing is, you might, I'm going to explain this in another video a little bit later on in the box model, but right now this content is against the left margin here, and it looks kind of strange. So I could add this other thing called padding to the body, and I'm gonna explain all this in another video, but just as we're trying to make this page look a little bit better, I'll show you what that looks like. That pushes the space in between the content inside the body more into the center, so that it gives it a margin inside the box. Okay, so padding is the space inside the box, margin is the space outside the box. Okay, and that's it in order to make the text sit kind of in the center of the screen. So you should be able to do this on your project now.